So excited. All right. Well, I'm so excited for tonight. Thank you so much, Glenn. I love your leader. He is so kind. When I came to Bradenly a little over a year ago, Glenn was just so kind and welcoming and warm, and he's been so nice to our family. So when he chatted with me about this, I said, absolutely. I do run a little ragged these days. I don't say yes every time, but when Glenn asked me, I was like, I mean, I do within reason, but when he asked me, I was like, absolutely. So I really love Glenn, and I know that y'all are just as awesome as he is. Okay, so first of all, I want to talk a little bit about mindset. Okay. When I entered direct sales years ago, I did not know exactly what it meant to do personal development or to have my mind right or how to enroll someone. Some people say recruit. We do say recruiting as an industry. Some people don't like the word recruit because they feel like we're just headhunters. Some people like the word sponsoring. Some people like the word helping others get started. Whatever word you choose, at the end of the day, to sponsor someone or recruit someone, whatever word you like, basically means that we are taking that person and we are directly enrolling them to us to help them build a business. All right. And I did not know how to do that. I did not know that that was a skill. I did not know how scary it was to talk to people, because comment below if you have felt before like somebody's going to ask you something you don't know, or someone is going to ask you how much money you're making, and maybe you don't have some big check that's going to blow somebody down. I remember all those emotions and all those feelings. And so what I began to do is I hate to say the word stalk, but that's probably what I did, was I began to pretty much just stalk people that were always on the leaderboards and I wasn't. And I watched their social medias. I watched if they did events. If they had a video or a team training, I would ask if I could see just how they speak, what language they use. If I could get in rooms where they were closing people, I would go and listen. And I noticed a very common denominator among all the top recruiters, and they have this undeniable confidence in what they're selling. Because we do sell products 100%, but we also sell an opportunity. And the business is the products, and the products is the business. And what you talk about is what you're going to sell. So if you talk about gold all day long, you're going to sell gold. If you talk about an extra way to add an additional stream of income and how you're motivated to help someone to begin, and you're looking for 2 people, and DM me now. We're so excited. I would love to send you this link. I would love to get a sample in your hands. We've got a chat. I'm just going to run with somebody right now. If it's you, let me know. If you do that every day, you're going to have people raise their hand that want to make some money or build a business. So I began to realize that when I began to share with people what I was doing and why, that I had to be bulletproof in what I was doing. I did not have any story behind me. I did not have any success behind me. I did not have one Facebook follower. Okay. I did not have any big check. If somebody said, how much money have you made? The truthful answer was nothing. Who would join me? Well, believe it or not, quite a few did. And here's why. Because I said, I am sick and tired of being sick and tired. And I have found a way that I can set my family free. I do not know how long it's going to take me. I'm new to this. But I am watching other people that are building lives that I don't have. And I've already been to college, and I've already got the job, and I've already done all the things that people say that you need to do in life to be free. And I'm miserable. I'm not free. I'm miserable. And these people that are building in direct sales and they're sponsoring people and they're helping them get started and they're spending time with them and they're busting ranks and they're earning bonuses and they're having fun, I want to do what they're doing. So I became a student. All right. So take a little bit of self-accountability tonight. Notice that we are not criticizing ourselves. We have to give ourselves grace. So if you've been criticizing yourself, please don't do that anymore. You are capable of so much. We just have to break it down in bite-sized pieces, okay? So comment below if you feel like, you gave your all, and then maybe people didn't respond, or maybe people didn't write back, or maybe people didn't come, or maybe they just all took your samples and never bought anything. And then you were like, you know what? I think I'll just take my products. And if somebody wants this, they can come to me, but I'm not going to do this every day. Okay. There's got to be somebody on here. Yeah. Paula says crickets. Yes. Crickets. The sound that I heard for years. Y'all also probably would not believe that it took me a year to get my first customer, and I reached out to people every single day. When I tell you that I was horrible at what I did, I was horrible, okay? What you see today and who you see today is because I relentlessly studied why I could not get the hang of it. And I literally continued until I got good at what I do. I'm not going to mislead you and tell you that was 3 months, 6 months, 9 months. Clearly, it was more than that because I didn't have a customer at 9 months and I was working it full time. I'm here to tell you, anybody else in their right mind, I had to have been delusional. Anybody in their right mind would have quit. Anybody. I don't know why I didn't quit. I don't know how I didn't quit. It had to have been God. Because when I look back, and I was doing something for a year and didn't even have one sale, how in the world did I keep going? And this was in 2012. It was not that long ago. And I was trying so hard. I was at every convention. I was on every call. But what I did not have was my mind right. You could tell in my voice that I did not 100% believe what I was saying. You could tell in my voice that I was terrified if somebody joined me because I didn't know what to do with them. You could tell in my voice that I wanted to believe myself, but that I did not have the confidence or the posture of a leader that could tell somebody, I can take you from point A to point B. And step one is to enroll today and let's begin. So I got my first customer out after a year. And I'm telling you, I was off to the races. You would have thought I had won the lottery. And guys, I got so excited. I kept talking. And I was looking for people that were looking for me. Who wants to make some extra money? Who wants to run? Who is sick and tired of being sick and tired? Who wants off the hamster wheel of life? Who wants to, not have to pay bills and die? Who is ready for more? Who wants to break free? Who wants to take their kids to Disney? Meet me Tuesday. Meet me Thursday. Meet me Saturday. Heck, I'll get up at 3 o'clock in the morning. I don't care. We're going to do this, and we can do it together. And I told that message over and 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 over until I found a few people that would lock arms with me. And then I thought the heavens had opened up and the angels were going to start shooting me down rose petals. And what do you know? Every one of them quit after all that. 25 business partners. I worked, I drove, I called, I begged, I followed up. 24 out of 25 quit. Once again, I had to have been delusional to have kept going. But what happened is it didn't make me bitter. It made me better. I bought books on recruiting. I fell asleep to audios. I talked to anybody that would talk to me. And because it's a numbers game, And because I worked through asking, gosh, I don't know, 6,000, 7,000, 8,000 people, I finally found one person that was ready to build a business. And she literally was at an event I had driven 8 hours for. I put the gas on the credit card. I bet Glenn wasn't expecting this. I put the gas on a credit card, my mama's credit card. I didn't even have one with any available credit. I was driving a 2000 and I don't even remember what Tahoe with bald tires and probably 300,000 miles on it, 275, not safe. But I was so committed to changing my family's life. And at that event, I walked in, I had a business partner that was there. And I said, where are the people? I've driven 8 hours. I didn't tell her it was on a credit card, but I did say, where is everybody? And she literally said, nobody's coming but my mama. And my heart just sank. And I thought, how in the world do people get through this? This is the hardest thing I've ever done. And there was a girl coming in the restaurant that was picking up a to-go plate. And she said, I used to go to church with her. Let me see if she'll come in here. And the girl said, no, I'm busy. My car's running. And I said, please come in here. I've driven 8 hours. Let me just share this opportunity with you. That girl ended up enrolling, of course, under the person I was speaking for, because I was willing to go anywhere. If you let me in your house, I was there. And anyway, that person went on to add 2,000 or 3,000 people to my organization. And I became a six-figure earner. I became a car achiever. Then when I had that success, and it is true, when you become more and more successful, people will begin to listen more. People will start asking more questions. People won't ignore you as much. I don't know why that is, but there's no magic language. You can't say the right thing to the wrong person, the wrong thing to the right person. All you can do is continue to persist until you find the right people, because they are out there looking for you. They just have not found you yet. And if you have planted seeds and you have fallen out of the routine of following up or reaching out or sharing or posting, I'm telling you, somebody else is going to pick that fruit one day. And I don't want that to happen for you. I want you to pick the fruit because you planted a seed. That's your land. That's your connection. So when people see my followers or stuff like that, they just think there's a whole bunch of followers. But the reason that those number of people follow me is they watched me for years struggle. And I think I had a following of people that felt sorry for me because they saw how hard it was for me and how hard I worked. And I literally created a loyal following because they wanted me to win, because they were like, my gosh, we've never seen anybody try this hard. Bravenly has not seen that side of me. Okay? I walked up on the back end of success with Bravenly. All you guys just saw a little hurricane blow in. But what all I did for years and years and years and years and years, when everybody quit on me and everybody told me no and nobody would listen to me, that eventually stacked up and paid me back. So every seed you're planting, you may not think that it matters. They may not write you back. But every seed you're planting, I want you to think $500, $500, $500, $500. This no is worth $500. This no is worth $500 because I have studied it. When you look at my annual income today and you divide the number of no's that I got, it paid me back $500 a no. So, good news. I don't want to freak you out and think you have to go through that, because I did not have Facebook Live. I did not have Zoom. I did not have Instagram. I did not have Pinterest. I did not have Threads. I did not have Reels. You're not going to have to go through what I went through. But I want you to know what people have gone through to reach their goals. When I look at Glenn and I see his muscles and I don't have them, I know that that is not genetics. He is working for that. He is pumping iron. He is eating right. He is fueling his body. he did not just get those because it's easy. He got that because he's put the work in. So I want you to all to comment in the chat tonight, if you're committed, is to say, I will put the work in. Literally, just commit to putting the work in. And I'm going to give you the formula that I believe works. And I have, sponsored many unbelievable people now. And now it is easier to close somebody. Now it is easier to get somebody. But listen, nobody understands the price I had to pay to build those no's to get to that yes. I'm so glad y'all are willing to put in the work. That motivates me so much. I might talk to midnight. All right. For the average distributor looking to make an average income, now Bravenly's a little bit higher than everybody else, okay? So average around here is higher than most places. But look, for most families, an extra $500, $700, $800 a month is substantial, right? That's substantial. An extra $1,000 a month, that can pay somebody's car note. An extra $2,000 a month, I'm talking, there's people that work full time that for years that bring that amount home. So if we can build this around what we're doing and make that much income extra, that's phenomenal. So if you want to build an income around that, for me and what I'm seeing the averages in the industry right now, of course, I know we've got some beginning. We've got some advanced. We've got some that have already recruited 3 or 4 in a month. Glenn's recruited 22 plus in a month. He's a pro. I understand that. But I would introduce 3 to 5 people a day to the opportunity, to the product, to your story, to the Bravenly Breakthrough Group. I don't mean to put Glenn to work, but I'm just saying whoever your sponsor is or upline, I would be grouping them in chats like crazy. I would say, I'm ready to build this. I'm ready to go. I am ready to go to the top. I am through playing small. This is for me. This is for my grandkids. This is for my children. This is for my husband. This is not just for a certain set of people. And if Adrienne can go through 7,000 no's, then I can too. And I'm going to ask until I receive. Babe Ruth said it is impossible to beat a person that does not give up. So if anybody follows me today or anybody knows my little name today, it is because I'm one of the few and the proud that can stick with something that's not working until it starts working. Most people quit. That doesn't work, quit. Business doesn't work, quit. Gym doesn't work, quit. Guess what? The gym works, the business works, and the supplements work. We have to work with it. We can't give up. It takes energy. It takes a bulletproof mind. I know it does. Y'all, I used to cry every day in the bathtub with a rag over my face. Why is it so easy for other people but not me? And then now when I, meet people and they say, oh, you did this or oh, you did that, it almost makes me so sad that is all they see. It's like a cross-stitch puzzle. They see the beautiful, beautiful picture. But when you flip it over, it's knotted and you can't tell what it is and nobody would buy that, So when you look at that inside of what success looks like, it is an iceberg of defeat and failure and rejection. You're going to be rejected. You're going to be told no. But you have to ask them to look at Bravenly. What are some things that work for me? Things like, are you interested in, on a scale from 1 to 10, are you interested in adding on or learning how to add on an extra stream of income? If somebody says, no, girl, I'm worth 100 million, that's not who I'm looking for. If somebody says, girl, I don't have a whole lot of time, but I am open and I have been watching you. If it's something I can fit in a couple hours a week and the graphics are already made, I'll throw up some posts and tell my network, tell me more, send me a link. Are you even looking? Are you even open? Would you even consider it? Because there are some people that will not consider it. I do believe in follow-up. I really, really do. I promise I do. But follow-up works when you're talking to the right person. Follow-up works when you're talking to the person that's ultimately going to end up joining you. Following up for me does not work when somebody has concretely made up their mind to never join me in business. I believe there are some people I could ask 2,000 times and they wouldn't come. I believe there's some people I could ask one time and they'd be here tomorrow. There have been people that followed up with me for 2 years in a row every month, and I never ever joined their company. So while I do believe follow up works, I do believe we need to be talking to people that are interested and open. They may say, I'm busy, I don't have the money, I fail at everything. Fine, we can handle those objections. What do you consider failure? What if I actually helped you to hit director and you went on to unlock a $500 bonus? What if I worked with you? What if I coached you one-on-one every Thursday? What if we talked to who you know? What if I made your welcome post for you? What if you grouped me with everybody in your cell phone and let me share my story? Don't give up before you even start. You can work through if people feel like they're going to fail. I don't have time. Okay, none of us have time. People don't start businesses because they have a ton of time. People start businesses because they want that time freedom. I don't have money. Perfect. Neither did I. Most businesses are born out of a desire to build something to profit to change your life. So overcoming those objections are huge as you're closing people, but we've got to ask them. Some people are going to say yes. Some people are going to say no. Some people are going to say not right now. And listen, people don't come off my list until their name is in the obituary or they block me. They may say, Adrienne, I would never join you, or direct sales. I would never do that. I would never do one of those things. Look, I got people that said that. They're top leaders today. All right. Unless somebody is in the obituary or blocks me or asks me not to contact them, they are on my list, because let me tell you what, if you can get me in Bravenly, you can get anybody in Bravenly. All right. So I want you to know that this opportunity is massive. This opportunity stands, and I want you to have that belief in your voice, and I want you to be reaching out and talking to people. All of you have a story. Comment below what your product of choice is. Like, I am a Rush girl. I can't go without it. Chris is a gold guy. Gold changed his life. Brittany is an Ignite girl. Laura is an Ignite girl. Becca is a Drift girl. We have all these different products that we're so passionate about, and reviews and stories, and keeping your social media full, and your post and your passion and call to actions, and just staying positive. Look, people love to make money, people love to have fun, and people hate to miss out. If you can create your content that targets those three things, you will be well on your way. When somebody joins you, you shout it from the rooftop. When somebody buys from you, you tag them and thank them. And I know we're not getting on customers tonight, but you want to have a page where it is hopping and popping. People can't stop looking. All right. They may not be liking, but they're looking. Okay. Now, what if your back's against the wall and you're like, Adrienne, it's bad. Had a girl literally wrote me this week, and she said, I'm $120,000 in debt on credit cards, and I was just served a lawsuit. I said, all right, sis, we got work to do. And this ain't a 3 to 5 people a day. This is a 30 to 50 people a day. You ready to go? So if you want to have above average success, we have to have above average activity. Write that down. You can't say the right thing to the wrong person. You can't say the wrong thing to the right person. You are going to plug them in. You're going to plug them in. You're going to plug them in. You're going to plug them in. Todd Smith, I love Todd Smith. He didn't say yes immediately to Amanda. All right. I didn't say yes immediately to my sisters. There are going to be some people that come over here and they're easy. They're unicorns. They're one-offs. They're ready to go. One time you show them, they're in. There's going to be other people. They're professional watchers and lookers and overthinkers. And honestly, I was one of them, because I just kept saying, it's too good to be true. It's too good to be true. It's too good to be true. Because my grandmother always says, if it sounds too good to be true, then it is. And I just kept thinking, this place is too good to be true. Well, when I came to Bravenly, I was like, okay, I stand corrected. You know, this place is awesome. And here we are, a year and a half in. And I have enrolled more people than I have in my entire career. I'm not even going to tell you the number, because it would probably discourage some. But just to let you know, I have been more than paid back for every single door slammed in my face forever. because if I don't even think I could go through it again. I really don't. I don't even think I could do it again. I think it was just something that I went through because I was that desperate, but I do not think that I could physically go through it again. So I just want you to know, it doesn't matter where you live. It doesn't matter what you have. It doesn't matter. Look, I know that people think, you got to be skinny to sell wellness. That's what I thought. I kept telling my sisters, I'm not skinny. I don't have muscles like Glenn. I'm not going to make anything over here but a laughingstock of myself. And what I found was so many people felt like me, and they were comfortable talking to me about their weight because I was relatable. And guys, my first month in Bravenly, remember it took me a year to get my first customer, my first go round. I had over 100 customers my first month in Bravenly. It may have been 90, but it was really close to 100 orders for sure. So some may have been reorders. But my point is that just stacked. Rejection, just stacked. So if you need more income than average, then you just need more activity. You need more eyeballs on your opportunity. You need more passion. Okay? Now listen, you may be tired. You may be going through something. You might say, Adrienne, I go home every day to somebody that doesn't support me. Listen, I understand. I understand that is a objection, and that is a hurdle, and that is real. You might say, Adrienne, it's bad. I just don't even have the money to even afford these products myself, much less sell them, and it's a hang up for me. Listen, I understand that's real. You might say, Adrienne, I work all day long. I don't have time to talk to people by the time I get off, and I take my shoes off, and my feet is killing me, and my back is killing me, and my head is killing me. I just want to get in a room and just cry and just just rest. I don't want to have to sell an opportunity. I understand. I understand that's real, but let me tell you something. It is worth fighting for. Your why is worth fighting for. Your dreams are worth fighting for. Your goals are worth fighting for. And not to boast or to brag. We're probably some of the most misunderstood people on the planet just by looking at us. Because if you spend one-on-one time with us, you will see that we have the biggest heart for people. We have the biggest love for people. And that we want everybody to win. And we have been through heck and back to learn everything we've learned, and we simply did not quit. You will have everything that you ever wanted on the other side of making this work. This comp plan is unbelievable. If you want to be a vice president, you can be one. You want to be a senior vice president, you can be one. You want to be an executive vice president, you can be one. You might say, how? Because you're going to get so on fire. You're going to get so passionate that you're going to walk around and you are going to tell everybody about this company until the top earners are under you, because they are not in yet. I pity anybody who thinks they're going to be the top earner in Bravenly for forever, because they're not. The top earners are not here yet. The top earners are coming, and it is free for all. You get out there and you could duct tape your mouth and point, and the right person will say, oh my gosh, I need gold. I need brew. I get Aspen Emery's vision. I'm in. How do I get started? Because they want a life of more time, more energy, more sleep, more friends, more community, more giving, more culture, more travel. Nobody is coming to save us. Nobody. I didn't sleep. I can't tell you. It's a wonder I'm not dead from the cortisol going crazy and everything I now know about health and wellness. I can't believe I lived through it, but I didn't even sleep because I wanted it so bad. I watched all the successful people, and I was like, what did they do to get there? Have you ever felt that way? Like, man, it's so easy for them, or man, everybody joins them, or man, everybody buys from them. I felt all of that. Your turn is coming, but you have to put the work in. The only place that work comes before success is in the dictionary. We've got to track our nose. We've got to track our reach outs. We've got to track our sipping samples. We have got to get people on the phone with people that can explain this business. You might say, Adrienne, I'm a little weak in business. I understand. I was too. Get them on the phone with a firecracker. Go up the line Every single one of them, in some way, shape, form, or fashion, are probably benefiting in some way by you being here. Go up the line and say, I'm hungry. I need help. You would not believe 14 hours a day I sit and I close people for people because they can't speak, but I can. I speak for them. I help them. I empower them. I equip them. So there's somebody, you got good leaders. Glenn's a good leader. Carly's a good leader. Ricky's a good leader. And y'all, that might not even be the right line. Brittany Beck's a good leader. Crystal Thurber's a good leader. Whoever, I don't even know the lineage, but whoever, they're gonna help anybody that is willing. I know they would, that is willing to bring them somebody to hear this business. Blow it up. Three-way calls, blow it up. Three-way chats, blow it up. Sipping samples, blow it up. Text, blow it up. Look, I got people on my team. People just think our team is something, and they really are. But listen, some of those, my team is animals, but you can hear why. But they'll reach out to 2,000 people. They don't care. They do not care. They are not stopping until they get a yes. And listen, when you become addicted to your commitment to change your life, it will change. People will be gravitating towards you because now I couldn't get anybody to listen to me 15 years ago, but now I can't even speak to everybody that would like to speak with me. All those tables turn, honey. All those haters become fans. Hustle until they ask if you're hiring. Let those objections, let those naysayers, let those gossipers, let those people making fun of your posts, let those people saying she'll never make it, you rise up and you say, hey, the month is not ending. I'm just going to put in 3 people in this computer. Let me ask you something. And I know I've kept y'all 40 minutes, probably wore y'all out. Y'all going to have to take 3 scoops tonight. But let me ask you this. Let me show you the power within you. What if I told you, this is hypothetical, but what if I told you that if you could enroll somebody by midnight tonight, it's 8 o'clock, so you'd have 4 hours, that I would give you $100,000 cash money, 100 grand. All you have to do is put one name in the computer. I don't care who it is. I don't care if it's a college kid. I don't care if it's a pastor. I don't care if it's a nurse. I don't care if it's a son. I don't care if it's a daughter. I don't care if it's a cousin. I don't care if it is an aunt. I don't care if it's a hairdresser. I don't care if it's a neighbor. I don't care if it's a baseball coach. I do not care. It can even be $50 in a rush. I don't care. But you get it in the computer by midnight, and you'll receive $100,000 from me. If I said that, how many of you could put a name in the computer by midnight? Every single one of y'all. Every one of y'all. Me too. And listen, I bet you wouldn't ask me what to say. I bet you wouldn't say, I don't know what to say. Or I don't know what to do. Or nobody wants this. You would be like, okay, you coming with me. You coming with me. Even if you told them, I'll take 50, you take 50. Let's do it. Well, that is what a business partnership is. You tell them, we're going to work together. We're going to split this together. We're going to build together. Let's go. Because you know what? If you worked with that level of tenacity, which I do, 50,000, 100,000 is going to be child's play. The power is within you. The people are out there. Now, I'm not minimizing that amount of income. I know that's substantial. But my point is, the average EVP in Bravenly earns more than that. Why aren't we running like our hair is on fire when we have this comp plan and hardly nobody knows about it? So that is how I enrolled today. Passion, commitment to helping them, and I literally make sure I share Bravenly with somebody every single day, even at the level that I am. Why? Because who got you there won't keep you there, and you're only as good as yesterday's ball game. The clock is still ticking. The scorecard is still rolling, and we got to work. All right. I believe that this, we kind of went through a shift where, before hustle was accepted, and then we went through this, anti-hustle. Let me tell you what, you go join the military, there ain't no anti-hustle to the Green Berets or the Marines. Okay, there ain't no anti-hustle to anybody in the military, no Coast Guard. Okay, so if you're coming here to build a business and you want it, you got to get ready to do what most people aren't willing to do. And let me tell you, you can have it. Network marketing is the only thing I found that does not pick and choose. You want to be a doctor, you may or may not get accepted. You want to be a nurse anesthetist, you may or may not get accepted. Me too. You want to be a dentist, you may or may not get accepted into dental school. You want to join Bravenly, you want to promote, you want to change your life, Aspen Emery has already given you a green light to the top. How many people are you going to sit down with this week? How many people are you going to call before bed? How bad do you want it on a scale from 1 to 10? How bad do you want it? That is honestly when everything changed for me, is when I quit just dabbling and not believing. And I started having fire, passion, and belief in my voice. And guys, now I have people that have joined me that earn over 6 figures a month. Now, you tell me what their life would have looked like had I quit 12 years ago when nobody would listen to me and shut the door in my face. It is not about income. It is about impact. But I want you to know that it is worth building, because the build is going to pay off. Cross out the no's, go for no, plug them in the groups, get gold and rush in their veins, follow up like a ninja as long as they've told you that they have any interest at all. Keep your belief high, stay plugged into your leaders, and realize that even we've been here working a year and 3 months already. And I still, everywhere I go, everybody tells me they don't know about it. I fly to Denver, who I sit by on the plane, never heard of it. So I go back and tell my team, we're not doing good enough. Nobody knows about this. So be that mouthpiece, because Aspen and Brent, they've got it ready. The product's stacked and ready. The income is here for all who earn it. So just imagine you've got a blank check. How much are you going to write it for this month? You might have to fight like the third monkey trying to get on Noah's Ark. But if you don't give up, you're going to beat that door in and you're going to get on that boat. Because there's no such thing as only two around here. You have a spot at the top, if you desire it, with your name on it. You might say, Adrienne, I just need $1,000 a month. Perfect. Let's get you $1,000 a month. This is for you. And if you want to build this on customers, look, enroll people and teach them how to sell product. We got the best products in the world. So just keep it simple, but be passionate. That is honestly all I do. I wish I had some blow me down system. I wish I had something to tell you that would just be Oscar worthy. But I'm telling you, the only secret I have is that I do not quit, and I work every day towards helping people that have trusted me with their goals. And I've never seen anybody fail that did those two things. All right. So I'm going to turn it back over to you, Glenn. I hope I didn't go too long.
No, we could listen to you all night, my friend.
Well, you got a sweet, sweet team.
No, everything you hit was right on point. I mean, it's being passionate, and yeah, I like the $100,000 analogy. Like, I guarantee all of us could go get somebody tonight. When I first started, when I got to 22, it wasn't because I'm like me or anything. It's because I was going to lose my house.
Oh.
And so I made it happen. And not to say that I should pretend like I'm going to lose my house every day, but that's the same thing with the $100,000.
Mm-hmm.
If we work like that, there's no telling, what could happen.
No telling.
So, man, that was good. Like I'm fired up. I'm flying to Oregon on Thursday. I'm going to be telling everybody about this on the plane because I guarantee you they haven't heard of it.
Yes. And keep up with who enrolls and then let me know in the next week because I want to see how many people enroll since they're on this run.
We're gonna do it. Hey, look, this was awesome. Thank you for your time. Like I
You're
know it's
so welcome.
valuable and this was great. I'm gonna make sure that everybody gets a recording and I think it's what everybody needed.
Awesome. Well, it's my pleasure to help. And I believe in y'all. I'm telling you, y'all would not believe how hard it was for me. And so I know if I can do it, anybody can do it. Now, the end of it's going to look like, oh, everything they touch turns to gold. But let me tell you, that is an illusion. Success was built in the dirt. So even if
Mhm.
you're at day one or month one or year one, listen, just wake up, not wake up now, determine now that this is going to dramatically change your business and that you're running, and just start looking at those ranks and closing those dials and reach up to those uplines that are willing to help you and start closing the people. Because I'm telling you, I talk to them every day, y'all. People are looking for opportunity. It's easier in 2025 than it was 2012. I talk to people every day that are looking for ways to make money online. So I promise you, all of y'all can go find 2 or 3 people this month. I promise you.
Yeah, I like the story where you shared how you went 8 hours and then you ended up getting that person there and they signed up like a couple
Yeah.
thousand people.
Yes.
Because the same thing happened to me. I went to Colorado, I flew there and I expected 30 people in the room but there was only one.
Oh,
But that one girl changed my business forever. So like it's just crazy like how things work. A lot of times, we give up or we think it wasn't worth it. And then I mean, like you said, you just never know who
you
could pop
never,
up. And the people that recruited y'all, I mean, just imagine like how they're been. I mean, they probably never thought that was gonna happen.
never.
So
Ravenly is at such a timing that so many people are going to be coming. It's the ones that are talking in front and center that are going to, have those people. So I would just be, y'all, I'd be loud. I would just keep putting it out there. If nobody hits like, it doesn't matter, post it again.
yeah, and if y'all look, guys, I will do three-way calls, three-way chats, three-way texts, three-way Zooms. I'll fly to your state, like whatever you guys need. Like I'm there. Like I challenge all of you to at least put me on one three-way phone call. Like I have about a 99.9% success rate. I know we only do three-way chats for the most part, but I'm
Wow.
telling you, if you get me on a three-way phone call, it's money in the bank.
Heck yeah. And Glenn has a story and he's a product of the product and he has succeeded, time and time again in the industry. Y'all got a gold mine. Use him.
Yeah. Well, hey, thank you again, Adrienne. We really appreciate you.
You're so
This was
welcome.
great, and we're gonna remember this Zoom forever. Thank you.
Oh, yeah. All right. Love y'all. Rooting you on.
Bye. Thank you,
Bye.
guys.